Hi, everybody. Well, one thing I do like to do every once in a while when I go on a cruise ship is I like to try some of the specialty restaurants. I especially like to take like an event restaurant. For instance, a chef's table on a cruise ship is something I really like to do. And recently I was reading a comment on John Heal's Facebook page about a woman who was upset about the dress code on a chef's table on a Carnival cruise ship, saying that, what people are bringing to the table, shall we say, is like t-shirts and jeans, and it's not a very formal event. And then John Hill responded, but he didn't, in a way. So on John Hill's recent post, a passenger was complaining about the attire that some people were wearing at her chef's table. And she also mentioned that while she was in the galley tour, which is also part of the chef's table, she heard swearing from the crew in the galley. You know what? Normally when we're walking through a galley tour, I've done numerous ones, and it's usually very, very, here comes the chef, here comes the maitre d' with guests, and everyone is just buttoned down quiet and smiling and waving because they know, guests are there and things like that. But he goes on to say that shouldn't happen, and if it was really rude and everything, you should be, he's sorry this happened and apologize, which he did. He says he doesn't think that it was like a Gordon Ramsay kind of thing where he went off on somebody. However, he kind of bypassed the fact that somebody was saying, look, I don't think that the attire for the chef's table was appropriate, and it was way too casual for a chef's table dining experience. Well, he does reply to that, but in that response, he focuses a lot on the swearing and not on the code, and he goes to say that, he said many times that I don't understand why what somebody else is wearing will ever affect the taste of the food or the fun you're having, whether it be at a chef's table or in the dining room or in the steakhouse. Okay, let me be the first there. I'm not one who thinks you need to dress up like you're about to, step in front of the Senate or, in front of the Supreme Court, or if you're going to a wedding. You don't need to get all dressed up into that kind of thing. A lot of people like to put on nice dresses and nice clothes because it makes them feel good as well, especially when you're going to a paid event. For instance, you're paying extra to go to a chef's table, sometimes hundreds of dollars to go to some chef's tables, and you're treating it something special. So, I'm a one to say that, okay, you know what, if a gentleman shows up in a collared shirt and nice pants, that's fine. So picture this, you have a variety of people, there's 12 people around a chef's table, and you have a couple people in nice dresses, nice pantsuits. You have a couple people got all dressed up in tuxedos or suits. Other guys have, black collared shirts on, polo shirts, all dressed, and the hair done all nice and everything. And then you have some guy sits down in a t-shirt, and it reads like this. So you have, 11 people all dressed up at your event. You're closed in table sometimes. Sometimes there's curtains all around you and you're all in there and everyone's taking photos of the beautiful food that's coming out, the displays on the table, the chefs and the waiters coming in and serving you. It's a big gala kind of event. And you have somebody that is completely looking out of place during that event. Now, no, it doesn't make the taste of the food any different. But it does kind of spoil the atmosphere atmosphere of where you're at, right? It kind of makes a difference. There's a reason they don't allow bathing suits in the dining hall, right? Does anybody want to see a guy come in with, all of our chest hair and everything all over the place and everything and sit down at your dining room table and eat with you? I don't think so. So to just kind of, I don't see how it changes the taste of the food. It kind of really lessens your experience. There are situations like this where it is a setting. Cruise lines go to a great deal of trouble for chef's tables and making them seem special. And it's not just the food, it's the atmosphere you're going to. We're about to go next week on the cruise ship, the Sun Princess, and we're going to Spellbound. Well, they make the restaurant all like a magic castle, and there's all memorabilia all over the place and everything. It's a darker area. It's not bright lit. They set a mood. They set an atmosphere for your experience of going in there. Well, that would completely change if they had like a strobe light going on in there and somebody playing honky tonk on the piano, a banjo player playing in it. Wouldn't that change the feeling of the room, of the ambiance, of the enjoyment of what you're going to? And I do think that, going to something like a chef's table or something, a specialty restaurant, if it's a lunch specialty restaurant, different story sometimes, right? But at least make a little bit of effort, I think, in an event like a chef's table or, for instance, Dining 360 events or anything that's special that you're paying extra money for, that's very hard to get into. They don't have chef's table 5 times a day in the ship. There are many times they have literally, on a 7-day cruise, they will have 2 chef's tables. 2. And that's it. So it's a very highly sought after thing, and people look forward to it and they want to dress up. And yes, I do agree that one person dressing inappropriately could ruin your experience. And the problem is that if you look on Carnival's website, they list the chef's table as casual and elegant. Well, which is it? Because casual is what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a t-shirt and I'm casual. Jeans are casual. Shorts are casual. Elegant is collared shirts, nice sundresses, pantsuits, a suit, a tuxedo. That's elegant. And they really don't say which one is acceptable. So a lot of people, even on the comments, were talking about saying, yeah, you know what? For something like this, I do agree that they're too lax in the dress codes. And it doesn't seem to bother John too much. He said that line many times about how somebody else dressing doesn't affect, the taste of the food or your fun you're having. Okay, tell you what, John. And I like you, John. I'm not hard on you. I usually agree with everything you say, but in this case, I kind of disagree. But next time you go to a special event dining and everything, please invite me along, and I'll sit there in my bathing suit next to you after going to the gym, and you tell me or not whether your experience is different. And just how much worse your food probably did taste that night.